Podcast, episode 17. I am your host, JonTre, with my co-host, Veronica, Coney, and Ty E. Cole.
That be me, Ty.
So, this week episode, we dealing with relationships between conscious black men and conscious black women. How can I find me the right mate? The right match, mate, partner, teammate, king, queen, whatever you want to call it, goddess, god, whatever you call it. How can I find that? So the only way you can learn to find that, I believe I'll start, is by experience. I feel like the locks, like living off experience. Like you don't know what your taste is unless you had a certain taste you didn't like, You definitely got to know what you don't like.
Let me just go ahead. I was going to hold out for a minute, but I'm kind of really, the conversation really conflicts me within, and thinking about it in the context that you just said it, right? My confliction is this. When you say conscious people, conscious men and women, a lot of these so-called people who consider themselves, or a lot of people who consider themselves to be conscious, they feel that an aspect of that consciousness doesn't necessarily, equate with being with one person. A lot of them believe in polygamy. I'm just gonna put it out there. Now, wherever this conversation go from there, you know what I mean? We have to incorporate that into this conversation, because I've run across several brothers, sisters that consider themselves to be super conscious, but, they down with the, polygamous life, sister wife. And, and to me, I always say this: if it's gonna be a sister wife, some brothers got to be willing to be some brother husbands. Okay.
What's wrong with polygamy if it's done by the right way of what polygamy is?
I don't know nothing about wrong, but I know it ain't for me. Ty govern Ty.
Let's look at the definition. What's polygamy?
Look it up. Google it.
Well, first, can I say this before we weigh in on
Yeah, go ahead, B.
Let me say this. Let me get my stance. I don't know where this conversation going, but from my understanding, I'm all with emotional and emotional health, right? Our mental capacity. And number one, I ain't with polygamy, but what I know one thing is I don't believe that anyone is ready for a polygamous relationship.
I agree.
Takes I think it takes a lot of growing and understanding. And all the
I don't think as a people we really ready for that. You know what I mean? Especially with I don't think as a people, and those who really think they, or maybe living their lifestyle, we're not ready for that, because we've been so psychologically damaged on so many different planes. I mean, you know what I mean? From so many different aspects, we've been damaged. Our armor is pretty much shreds, fuck kinked up. Okay, we walking around with damn near no armor on. So
you saying, the Black America is not ready for it. Nah, we ain't even in a condition to hold down each other, like as an individual person, or even with another partner, just two of us, so I can see another.
So we can agree to say that that's what it is. We're not ready for this, right?
Nah, not for no polygamy, but
okay.
I
know I took the conversation straight, like
you
totally
did straight.
Yeah, I know I did, but I wanted to make sure we mentioned this aspect of this so-called consciousness and love and relations.
Oh yeah, no, the conscious part, I was just being funny. I wasn't really saying it's about black women and black men as a whole, basically. Our relationships, period, not conscious people in general. I was being funny, but it's just as a whole, our relationship, the relationship between a black man and a black woman is conflicted, so how it's very hard for somebody that know thyself to find a match when, as a whole, as a people, we're all conflicted with each other. It's different ways of life. It's different thought processing. It's always that competitive spirit when it's the black male and the black woman, and it shouldn't be that way, you know. Yeah. But it's a competitive relationship for some reason. And you know me, I just go to the root to figure out the solution. But like I feel like the women I like to be around are one that are like-minded, not to be saying I can't be around anybody else, but it's just better that it's a balance for me to where if I gotta go in the corporate world and be a certain way, I want to be able to come home and unwind, and like we said last week, Veronica, when I meant by a normal conversation, meaning I could just be unwind and be me with the other person, because sometimes your job might consist of you not being yourself sometimes. But you have to put on for a voice. You know you don't speak that way, but you have to do that to be professional. And I understand that role part too. So, you know, when you do that for 8 hours out of a day or however long you work, you want to come home to somebody you can unwind with, you know. You don't want to come down with somebody you feel like you got to compete with or can't even have a normal conversation.
That's right, because your partner should be your refuge. Your partner should be, you know, that getaway, that individual you can, you know, like you say, undress yourself, you know, just be yourself with. But I think it was, I don't think you know, even if you was joking, John, I don't think it was a bad narrative to title, to give it, to entitle this conversation, right, about conscious love, finding people that's conscious, you know, finding a conscious man, conscious woman, finding a mate. I think that's a beautiful, you know, theme to start with, and, you know, to get back at it, to answer my perspective is this. It's the same as the people you look for when you're requesting from the universe to send people who are, you know, will be conducive to your progress, even if it was from a business standpoint, right? It's the same thing with a mate, you know. That man or that woman, in my perspective, in my experience, the individual that's, you know, that deserves to be in your life in that capacity, you'll draw them to you. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain level of magnetism that goes on between people who have, you know, a certain level of consciousness and light, and really live in that, not just talk that shit, you know, or just use what they know, you know what I'm saying, just to make it through, maneuver their way or get what they want, manipulate people.
So Veronica, what you was getting at? Like, what do you look for?
What I look for, I don't look for anything. Yes. I'm gonna tell you something. I have learned not to go looking for nothing. So
I mean, but how would you notice? That's basically what I'm saying. How can you approach, like, even a person that you see in that light?
Well, you know what? The interesting thing, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I like a lot of guys. I do, until something just be like, because I mean, guys. I mean, I think the opposite sex, like, we supposed to attract each other. So. Right. Person really like it. I like men. You know, I mean, it's right. Just I really like guys, and I attract a lot of guys. However, I think one of the things that it turns me off a little bit if a guy can't match my energy. And me and Tay always talk about that. She always say, V, no, V, that can't match your energy, sis. Don't even go there. Don't even give it your energy. Don't even waste your time. So we always say the
same thing with a brother. You know what I'm saying? If a woman can't match his energy or his capacity to get up and have some get up and go about himself, that's like, if she's not matching him, then she's doing the opposite. She's robbing him of something. You feel what I'm saying?
If I gotta go work, I feel like we both going to go work. It's a team. Right. You my motivation when I feel like I don't feel like it. Man, you better get your ass up. You better go get your ass up and make that money. And then be the same way. It might be a day you don't feel like it. It'll be like, You better get up and get your. It should be the same. It should be equal balance. Like, it shouldn't be one or the other. Like Dr. Dre going through this with divorce, right? I just look at just how somebody's worth, right? And like, us being in this contract relationship now. It's a contract. Now, we in America, when you get married, do you feel the thing she is asking for, she's obligated to get?
Now, you know what? I don't know too much about that, but before we go there, John, I want to say something because I did read something up on that.
I just want you to dig on it. This is some money shit, you know.
Right,
you know
right.
You like money, Veronica.
I know, but before we go there, can we talk about?
Don't feel no way towards Veronica because I don't know much about this shit. I don't keep up.
Well, she asking for a lot for a month, and this is
What's
just for.
Asking for?
Huh?
What's she asking for?
Just for her living, like,
Mm-hmm.
like just her expenses. It's like $1 million. It added up to like $2 million a month.
A month?
Wait, so we gotta think about
for her bills. Listen, for her bills. Right? When she want to have fun, like they named.
Well, he just gotta pay for her lifestyle.
Basically.
Right. That's the thing. So let's think of it like this. So if that's the lifestyle that she was living when she was with him and they get divorced, it's only fair for her to continue that lifestyle.
But we're
now,
not saying, listen, we're saying we're gonna keep you up, but how do you put a number on it? Right?
Huh? Say what?
He's gonna keep you, like, that's obligated. He's gonna give you something. You're gonna get something where you're gonna be better than most. You see what I'm saying? But that's when you got to create for yourself. Like, you taking, it's certain things you just can't ask for when it comes to that. Like, you're going to get what you deserve as far as the kids, right? To help you raise that child. But what do you mean, like, she could do her lifestyle she lived?
So we got to understand that's a whole different bracket.
Let me say something, Veronica.
Go ahead, Queen.
It's the same thing that happened to Mary J. Blige.
Right.
Now, I don't know about this. What's his name? The Ken-Do brother.
I don't know, but dude was a sucker. But yo,
that's my twin brother name, y'all. Ken-Do. Anyway,
he did the same thing.
Ken-Do.
Exactly. So if it's okay for it to happen for him, I guess.
I'm not saying it's okay. It's not okay for either one.
No, I'm not saying from a moral standpoint.
Right.
I'm saying legally, yeah. I guess it's
obligated.
That were the case, they could use that case as, you know what I'm saying, evidence that it's possible that these things can transpire, right? But from a moral standpoint, for me to sit here and say it's okay for somebody to pay for your lifestyle because you was living that lifestyle before, I don't know. It all depends on what your values are, right, as a person, whatever you feel.
And that's what I wanted to say, John. Excuse me, Ty. That's what I wanted to kind of put in. I wanted to say, like, maybe, when they got together, that was their standard of living. That was her standards. So, of course, they're going to maintain that standard, right? And it's only fair.
He was already Dr. Dre when she met him.
Huh?
Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Right. It's only fair.
But, he was already Dr. Dre when she met him.
So Dr. J raised her standards, and hey, that's what her standards is, and that's what it is. Now they got divorced. Now he got to pay up. I didn't make the rules. That's her standards. That's the way it is.
And I agree with you. I'm not defending a man doing it or a woman. I just look at it as a contract at the end of the day.
It's a contract. Marriage is a contract.
Last week I said we used to jump rooms, and that was it.
So let's get this clear. Marriage is a contract. It is a business.
Right.
And the dotted line say, okay, if something was to happen, you owe me this, I take that. It is a contract. That's what marriage is. When people go into it, they need to understand, look, this is my business partner. Now we business partners. Not only are we lovers, but we're business partners as well. A contract is a contract.
That's what it is in America. But, so how do you go? How do you go about finding the right business partner?
Hey, vibes, how you vibe. We go off vibes. We go off energy and vibrations, right?
Right.
If somebody ain't on my vibration, and we know that's not what it is.
Right.
I rock out fine.
Somebody not even on your level psychologically, like.
Right.
Unless you just in it for like momentary pleasure.
Right.
Me, I don't.
No, I'm just asking questions because we need to figure out. Because that's how I am. You got to at least, it got to be something better than just the do and the do.
And then too, what I want to do is,
it gotta be something better off than just spending money.
What I want to do is get into the word consciousness, okay? Because I think that somehow we equated consciousness with Black consciousness, and consciousness, I think, is two different things. And especially when you're talking about relationships. Let me break it down. Let me just say this definition of consciousness: the quality of state of being aware, especially of something within oneself. The state of fact of being conscious of an external object, state, or fact. Awareness. Concern for some social or political cause. The next one is the state of being characterized by sensation, emotion, volition, and thought mind. The state of quality, the states of totality of conscious states of an individual. Now, with that being said, y'all get that? So we know what conscious is, right? It's just the state of being aware. The being aware of something.
That's what I was stipulating. That's where the root of my stipulations was coming from. It ain't like had nothing to do with like actual Black consciousness, but
right.
Us as a people trying to find some type of median or common ground as Black men and Black women to figure out how we can better deal with each other. You know what I mean? How we can better interact with each other. You feel me? That's where I'm coming from. You know, hey.
And let me speak to that. So this morning I was talking to a friend of mine, and we have been talking about relationships and how you can make them work, right?
Hey!
What was that? Somebody with the game thing?
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah. So we was having this conversation. We've been having this conversation for weeks, right? How men and women can get along, how we can, make things work. And he has been arguing with me saying that, we can't get, men and women can't get along because women is like this, men is like that. And once you live with a person, you get to know them. And my argument to combat that is communication is key, the key to survival for any relationship.
Communication and transparency, though.
You say what?
Communication and transparency.
Absolutely. Right? So one of the key things we discussing, and I'm like kind of, explaining to him, and we was talking about being aware, right? This term, being aware. So I guess he been into a relationship where he been divorced. I would never live with another woman. I'm like, well, Dad, you don't use that experience to, identify every situation is going to turn out like that, right? So we in the community, we communicating this morning, and he's telling me about something I said that kind of offended him. And I was like, whoa, bro, that was like, I'm like, how can something I say rub you the wrong way when nothing external outside of you should be able to affect the inside, right? So I said, you need to work on yourself.
Yeah, because it obviously has too much power over him.
Absolutely. So with that being said, one thing we got to learn when it comes to relationships, each and every one of us, especially if we've been damaged or wrong in a relationship, we need to work on ourselves, because we should never let the outside of us determine how our emotions and feelings are on the inside of us, how to react or respond.
I mean, first, I feel like that too. I agree with you, Veronica. And I also think before you jump up into a relationship, don't fix whatever in that past relationship was wrong before you jump, because people are bringing their past with them into different new.
That's the issue. You bring this baggage, and you need to deal with that baggage before you enter another relationship, because everything this person does is going to trigger something from that past relationship. You're going to bring that into the new relationship, and that's not fair to the new person.
Right.
That's how I was like, brother, you need to work on yourself.
Can I speak from personal experience here?
Absolutely.
I myself have experienced a divorce. You feel what I'm saying? But I didn't allow that circumstance to make me bitter about, what I'm saying?
Right.
Finding somebody that's compatible with my energy, correct? Right. It takes a process to really go within yourself and heal yourself. Absolutely. You can't just go from relationships to relationships, but you can only talk to people who have been in relationships about these type of things, right? If you're accustomed to going from one person to the next person to the next person, and you don't allow yourself to heal in between those interactions, that's when you start bringing your bad baggage from each experience to the next, to the next.
Right.
And then it's like you victimize everybody that come in contact with you on a, emotional or a relationship from a relationship standpoint. You know what I'm saying? And then they bringing their baggage if that's the same shit they doing. You feel me? Like I'm accustomed to being in relationships. You feel me?
I just look at it when people get in relationships, they forget to take that individual cloth off. You know, when you commit to a relationship, it's like y'all two now. You know what I'm saying? You got to move like and people still have. Yeah, but people are in relationships really thinking individually still. Thinking about self, you know, and you're focused on yourself and what your needs are and what you're not getting so much instead of trying to figure out what are the needs of your partner and the other partner doing the same thing, just trying to figure each other out to learn each other instead of just thinking individually of what I need and what you need to do for me and what yada yada yada, what you need to do. And you know, it's always on the individual thought and not on a compelling thought of being in your partner's shoes, for to say, like, what does she need? You should be already knowing that, you know, because you're a team.
If you observe it.
Yeah, but you're not, because you're stuck on individual focusing on you within the relationship. So y'all never join together as a team. It's always
John. Absolutely.
individuals with each other. You
know? So with that being said, John, many people that's been hurt or crushed, they jump into relationships trying to fill that void, right, and finding somebody else. But they haven't cleaned up that mess in the first place.
Right. Some people can't be by themselves. Right,
because they going place to place to place trying to fill a void that they need to fill themselves. And the biggest term I hear, and listen, I'm no expert when it comes to relationships, but what I do is I'm a very good observer. So when I have observed, you know, doing the past, looking at other people's relationships, you will see an individual say, well, I need somebody that can complete me. I need somebody to make me happy. All these things you're looking for somebody else to do for you.
That's the whole key to it. That's right, V. The whole key is this. Love draws love. You feel what I'm saying? You can't go, like you just said, you can't go allowing anything or anyone outside of yourself to be the source of anything that's already inside of yourself. You feel me? You got to manifest love from yourself to draw love. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you going through life looking for love through other people and instead of being the source of your own love and allowing other people to be the object of your affection.
Wow.
Let me say that again. Instead of being the source of your own love and you allow other people and not allow people, okay, you allow yourself to be, you are the source of your own love, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Other people should just be the object of your affection. Those that you feel you can share what you have already embedded in you. That's innately.
Absolutely.
You know, once you learn that, it's like love is no mystery. Love ain't complicated. It's like John just said, it's not selfish. If a woman really loves a man loves a woman, she can look and see, oh, he needs this or she needs that. Because she's observing, she's more service to her mate.
Right.
And inadvertently, he doing the same thing. So it's like, you don't even think about it. It's just a natural way of interacting with each other.
Individually, when you thinking individually, you're seeing it as, oh, well, he's trying to conquer me, or, you know, it's not. It's like sometimes it might be his only way of expressing, I need help, or he don't know how to ask you he needs help because of his ego and his pride. So, but this is the man you chose, and this is who you with. So some circumstances is, well, a man to do so much or present not himself, but present what he has. So when you get a woman, all she knows is what you have and don't know what you need. So now you get mad because you keep running into these women that after your money, but you're presenting that first. You're not giving yourself.
That's the energy you projecting into the universe. You're gonna get that reciprocate. That's how you carrying yourself. That's what you demanding from the universe. The universe is mental, man. Everything you manifest in your mind and the way you operate is a reflection of what the universe manifests in your physical life. So them the people that's gonna draw to you. If that's the way you operate in the universe, gonna bring them type of chicks to you. You know what I'm saying? You leading with your money, them the type of chicks you gonna draw.
That's how it go. That's how the game get played. So them is just examples of like the disconnection. Yeah, and just the disconnection that a person creates for themselves. It's never like the other person. Because if we jumping into relationships, we're not working on ourselves.
Absolutely.
And you bring in your damaged goods, you try to cover it up with somebody else, but you still affected by that past.
Right.
Yeah, so people just need to work on themselves before
That's what I say, man. Work on yourself. Because I told them, you need to work on yourself, straight up.
Let the person get to know you. You know, don't be in such a hurry. We be in such hurries to goddamn just
get in the bed. Hurry up and get in the bed.
Live for the moment. You know, they live for the moment.
Heal from your past wounds, though. Heal yourself. It's ways to heal yourself and to be released from those engrams, because they're engrams that's left in you that you know that from some past experience of pain or hurt or disappointment. Mm-hmm. It's ways to heal yourself from that, but only you can do that. It's a journey going within, and it's the same spiritual journey. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking from experience, because I have been divorced. I have been through a divorce. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a messy divorce. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, it was a divorce. It was a separation of two people who said they loved each other, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. So that was a separation. It was a breach somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. You feel me? But at the same time, that don't give, it's no reason to not, you know, to go on. You got to have that healing process in between. So you don't go on inflicting pain on people, unnecessary pain that nobody had anything to do with you being involved in on others. You cannot operate like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to heal yourself, you know, build yourself, and then, you know what I'm saying, be able to, you know, deal with another person and whoever you allowed to, you say you want to be with, be able to see from that person's perspective as well. Don't just be all about yourself. Mm-hmm. Don't bring your past crap, you know. Don't bring your past crap into the.
And then also we gotta have compassion. You with this person, so if you find out something, if you love somebody, you would try to at least attempt to fix whatever was wrong. You know, it's not.
That only goes so far, John. When you say fix,
but I said your attempt though. I didn't say you stay there. You don't stay there and keep trying, and they don't want your help. That's when you got the love to let go. But what I mean, like, first thing you find out something wrong with the person, you want to just destroy the whole relationship. No attempt to see if he can be helped, or attempt she might need to be helped. You know, and then if all else fails, then that's when you separate. You got to move on. You know, and it's compassion that we miss the most. The love part is what we missing the most. You know, people in relationship and don't even know the meaning of love. They don't know what love is.
Yeah. We have to love without depending. You know, love without depending. Love without demanding. You know, love without attaching yourself. You feel me?
Attaching, being
people. Yeah. Allow people to be. You feel what I'm saying? Just allow people to be and flourish, and you grow. You just have to work and focus on. Even in relationships, we still have to focus on our individual growth to ensure that we're being of service to that other individual. You know what I mean? We got to be able to allow people to be. You can't put restrictions and you know, demands on people and love. You feel me? If that person decides, you say you love that person, if that person decides to be a ball player, whatever, you know, let them be. If you don't like it, let them be. If you know, don't be in their way. Get out of their way. If that's not for you, get out of their way. But don't love any less. You feel me? Leave with no hard feelings. That's the whole thing about it. It's like the concept of Maya, keeping the heart, you know, as light as the feather. You know, balancing your heart with the feather.
That is nice.
It's like masterful shit. it ain't really easy. It's easier said than done.
It is.
You know, but I know because I had to put my heart on that scale.
Right.
You know, I
I had
to
to
weigh my heart on that scale.
I had to too, and I did with that with my the kids of my mother's kids. You know, we were married, so you know we split. You know, divorced per se. So it gets like that. You know, and it don't be like you said. It's the
Right. I mean, it could have been
knowing that you thought you loved.
It could have been nasty on my end. You feel me? But I just within, you know, like I knew to do, and just hey, you come out, you shining like new money, man. You know, can't nothing break you. Can't no one break you. Anybody that you allow you off your square is your God. You giving them too much.
Yep. Anybody you allowed to walk to knock off your square is God. And that stands to be true because anything that comes into your life and dominates you has more authority over you. And that's
that's
you guys are so, I don't know. I haven't been in a position where I had to put my heart on that scale. I think I might have did. I don't know. My relationship's funniest thing, every guy I probably pretty much have dated before, we can always talk and, you know, it's no hard feelings. There's no like big animosity there because I'm a cool sister. And I know I wasn't that off balance that I mess with some real cruel dudes that I can't still talk to. So, I mean, my relationship's pretty much all good. I desire to have, you know, an open, honest, really nice relationship with somebody that's open-minded, that's aware and conscious, and know that you can pretty much, communication is key. You can talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
not
that's
that you have animosity. It ain't that you have animosity. It's not that you have animosity with the individuals that your past lovers or whatever. It's just to say you don't allow it to get to that point. Right. That's what keeping your heart balanced with a feather mean. You know what I'm saying? Keep your heart light and not hard as a rock. You feel me? Because you have hard rock. Your heart is hardened. You feel what I'm saying? Or they'll say you got a black heart, some shit like that, right? They always use black, you know, in these little negative connotations, but
I think what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't allow that to even transpire, because that's the beauty of. That's when you see your growth. That's when you see your evolution as a man or as a woman. When you know how to fight from here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Fight on the second floor, or what my homie said, on the rooftop. You feel me? Instead of in the basement on the bullshit, right?
Yeah, because I can say I've been betrayed before. I've been betrayed by some ex-boyfriends. Like, so I'm like, dang, dude, this what you want. But it always, you know, I never let that, you know, like kind of like kill my spirit or kill my joy. And I guess because I'm still around.
And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm
been betrayed, though. You know, man gets betrayed too.
That's right.
You know, it's an energy thing. That's where we go from, where we're jumping into relationships, looking at the individual and not fixing it, but we jump into the next relationship before fixing the issue within. And like you learn from experience. Like, how you not gonna know what's getting played unless you get played? You know, that's the only way. You get played. Yeah, you get played and you react a certain way. Okay, well, you know, I can't deal with this type. That's not my type. Like that.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not cuffing the cop to play me like that. Like, I hate a guy that's trying to play me.
It's not your type. You know, you got the reasons.
I'm not cuffing that cop. It's over with. I get the feels like cut you clean up. I mean, we could still be cool maybe months or years later. Then we could be cool, but going back together, because once you betray me, it's a wrap. I can't do with betrayal.
You have to read the MO. Think about
it's nothing like breaching confidence and trust.
Man.
It never heals. It's like a bone. It might heal, but it'll never be the same as it was before that breach. You feel what I'm saying?
Man.
You can't breach loyalty, trust. It's gonna create most cases, it's gonna create a toxic, volatile relation, right? And it's like, you know what? I'd rather just go on, and with me, I'd rather go on with my life and still have love enough to even just the love of humanity for this person.
Just
right.
gotta
Absolutely.
And
And
go
you know,
on and know what's for me. You know what I'm saying?
all
and I
need
think it's
to
Foresight, right? The spirit gives you foresight. The universe,
foresight.
when you in tune, you know what I'm saying? You have foresight. You know, you can a lot of times feel things and see things before they actually manifest. You feel me? When you spiritually connected, you can see these things and feel these things about to transpire. That way, it's not just for you to sit there like a dunce. It's for you to make proper preparation before
right.
this thing transpire. Know what your next move's gonna be, right? The next 5 moves.
Yes, sis. So one thing I can say, Saeed. So with that, it's like when you loyal, I know I'm a loyal sister, right? I'm loyal, so I know what loyalty is. Here in Chicago,
Right.
we respect loyalty. So when somebody breach that loyalty, I'm like, whoa, it's hard to mend that back up. It's very hard. Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's big with me. That's huge. I think being honest, respectful, and just, loyalty, that is huge with me. Huge. So, John, to answer your question, a brother can vibe up on that vibration with loyalty, honesty, and open communication. We can do something. We can talk.
Loyalty and communication.
Heck yeah, we could talk. I mean, we could vibe. If you got a good vibration, we could talk.
Y'all hear that out there?
Then I do.
Veronica said the good vibrations. Good vibration.
So I can't say another. I can add something else to it. I ain't gonna lie. I do tend to. I know I shouldn't look at the past of people, but when we do look in the past of a person, because now I have been talking to older guys, right? For some strange reason, a lot of older men have been coming into my life, and I talk to them sometimes, trying to kind of figure out, like, is you attracted to older guys? What's up, Veronica? But I find out when I go to their past, and I'm like, okay, like, is you working on yourself, brother? I want to deal with somebody or communicate with somebody that's constantly working on themselves. And if I see a huge gap from essence to now, you haven't worked on that stuff, that might be a red flag. Now, on that, do you get somebody like a chance and they got some red flags going on,
I mean, that's their resume. So, you got to read the resume. That's your intuition too. But you have to have discernment. So you have to use your discernment. If you got the question, should you give them a chance? 9 times out of 10, you shouldn't give them a chance. God dang it. We can keep going. I just got to hit record again.
Okay, yeah, hit record again. Do it interrupt? But anyway.
I think that's just wise on your behalf. Any wise woman or man would, take into account the observations in the conversation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the podcast.
What they tell you of themselves, and you can observe on your own. You are supposed to, take those things into consideration when considering, choosing someone to be with. Because if certain things ain't lining up, this person is not really, they say things, but if your actions are not aligning with your words, right? Or your deeds are not aligning with, the things you're saying, or if it's just some red flags, you see some things that a person should have accomplished at a certain point in their life. And they, like you said, if you're not working on certain aspects of growing mentally as a man or woman, like you 56 years old or something, you still, living.
But if I'm at the age of when young, I was like, cooties, then you grow to start liking girls. Then nobody there just like on my part, my pops passed away by the time I was dealing with girls. So you don't have nobody to teach you that, get girls like gifts, you know what I'm saying? So now you have to learn that aspect. So you learn this aspect of things, but then you learn that too much gifts can make they'll give you the word out like, oh, he a bag or whatever. This is just back in the day learning. You grow up being a man, okay, so now girls like gifts. You can make a girl smile by giving her things. So you got that aspect. This is just as a man growing. Then you have to deal with the communication factor, how to have a conversation. So if you somebody that's hood or whatever, been in the street, and you're dealing with a girl that's not from them elements, you have to learn how to balance yourself out to be able to have a conversation. You can't keep being on your wavelength. You have to reach other wavelengths. You have to reach other vibes, basically, what y'all said. And it's just a learning thing. It's a learning thing. You got to date before you jump in and have a relate. You know?
It's a learning each other thing, you know?
Yeah, you got to
like
date. How you going to know what
other.
to give her and what you don't like if you're not dating?
Yeah, and that's one thing. Unfortunately, John, that's something that we have not practiced in our community is dating. We don't know the science of mating, the science of dating, or just, I mean, it's just so many different elements that's really missing from the process of, you know, having a mate, having a companion that can actually match your energy. And now, and I understand what my brother Mike X always say, we have to deconstruct to reconstruct. So what we're taking off now is layers and layers of misinformation, psychological wounds, you know, emotional damage, all this trauma that we take out of one relationship and bring it to another relationship, and it's draining that relationship. So it's like we have to reconstruct the whole process of dating.
You got to because it's
reconstruct.
I mean, because you might run into a person that not on your vibe, but you really like that person. What if you really like that person, but they're not on your vibe? They're not on your wavelength of thinking, you know, but you really like this person.
Hold on. What you say? I'm gonna answer your question one second. What'd you say, Tahi?
No, I was saying you spoke about Brother Mike, the concept of deconstructing to reconstruct, right?
Right.
That's the whole thing, the whole principle behind masonry. You know what I'm saying? Masonry, the science of you know, building the temple of perfected man and woman, right? Building yourself, using the tools, the concept of the tools of the carpenter, right? Carpenter's tools in the mind, in the workshop of the mind, to rebuild, to deconstruct yourself and to reconstruct yourself spiritually, so that you know what I'm saying, can really just live out your true who you should be. You can live out your true potential, your full potential. That's pretty much what it is. Everybody got to do that. And it's like Isha say too, right? It's a process we all got to do by ourselves. We got to go in ourselves and do this work on our own. You can't be worried about what this person doing, what that person doing. You got to make sure you're doing the works within yourself for yourself. You know what I mean? And that's the only way, as men and women, from a masculine standpoint, a feminine standpoint, we gonna ever really even be able to even interact with each other from a standpoint of equity and balance, right?
Yeah.
Because he knows what her position is. She knows what her position is. He knows what it is too. So he gonna let her do her and she gonna do her. She knows what his position is. That's the masculine principle in it all. You know what I'm saying? She gonna let him do him. He gonna do him. You feel me? And they gonna bring that shit together and it's gonna be balanced.
Absolutely.
Balanced. Not me, my team shit.
Yeah, because you got to.
John, now what you were saying, John, I was about to touch on something. You said what you were saying.
You messing with somebody that you know. My medicine makes me forget things now.
Cause I should have wrote it down. I got my notes right here. Because I was like, dang, I'm gonna talk about.
I was asking you, so what if you run into somebody that's not on your vibe, right?
And you like them. That's what you said. You said, and you like them. Well, you know what?
You might really like him. What would you do? Like the conversation might not be there, but you like him. He bring everything else to the table. You just not on that wavelength. That's the wave part link that y'all missed together as far as together.
Well, it's funny you said that because a little while ago, it was a guy I was digging a lot, right? I really liked this guy, but he just was not on my wavelength, right? And his energy didn't match my energy. And I really liked this guy, but you know what? Where I was going, I could not go if I liked this guy, right? So with that being said, I had to take the high road and keep it moving. So that's just, I don't think I don't still like this guy, because I do still like this guy. I really, really like this guy, but it's just we not on the same vibration.
And it's not impossible for you not to get on the same vibration. He just got to do his, like you said, you got to do some work on yourself, right? I've been in that position, guys, like, I've been attracted to him, but I just knew in my head, like, they knew, like, we ain't on the same wavelength.
Right, exactly.
We have there's an attraction there, but it ain't looking good. It ain't gonna work. Ain't no future in your front, like, MC Bree.
Right. So with that being said, you got to understand. It's like you have to really
know yourself.
Ooh, that's my end frozen like that.
Aware of yourself. Because what you say, John?
You was freezing like I was trying to make sure that was just my end. I didn't know if that was your end. You was going in too.
We all freezing. Yeah, we all freezing right now. But yeah, like I was just saying, you just gotta know when it's time to move around and what you can tolerate. It's just certain things you can do and certain things you just can't do.
Because if you run into the wrong one, it's gonna be your fault. It's gonna be your fault because you know better for yourself.
That's right. Know yourself.
You know better for yourself. So
you have to know yourself.
You compromise yourself when you walk into a situation that you already knew. Dang, I should have left that person alone.
Yes, it'll be just like that. Like, dang, I knew better. I shouldn't have did that.
Yeah. Like you said, that vibe.
Right.
Me? You got that vibe. You felt it. You seen that red flag.
You know what it was.
You feel me? So, don't expect anything other.
And sometimes, I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes we human beings, we know what's not good for us, and we still take that, we still do it.
You gotta get a little taste.
It causes us to
they give you the meat on the toothpick. Like, you want a sample? You gotta have a sample, man.
And that sample is not what you should have.
What you were supposed to go do. Yeah.
You was not supposed to have that sample.
Just don't want no sandwich from the sample. Okay? Take that little sample and take your ass on up the road. You don't want the whole sandwich. You feel me? The whole sandwich trying to sample some shit.
I know, right?
Sample, they'll get you. That's how they get you. They give you the sample. They get you like that.
You
get the sample. You'll be still there 5 years later, like,
damn, that's good, right? Like,
you gonna get the whole meal.
Fuck, man, let me go on about it.
Let me get that meal.
I pay for it.
What? No, look at it. What bill was that? It's part of being grown, though, man. It's things that we went through. You could give experience to people about relationships. Like, like I said, when we was doing this, I'm not the best. I'm single.
Listen, I know I ain't perfect. Okay, I done some shit. I ain't perfect, all right? But it's like I have my level of integrity. You know what I'm saying? And it's certain shit I know within myself, for myself, I'm not going to be a part of. And I don't knock nobody, for how they get down on the relationship standpoint. Just know that whatever the consequences are, you made the decision to play that part. So deal with the consequences. Don't try to don't go along inflicting pain on people who had nothing to do with, your bad experience.
Absolutely.
That's all. Like, for real.
And another thing,
I think energy into not being that person, man. It make you a beautiful person. You don't get this kind of glow for nothing, right? You done been through some shit.
Not at all. Nope, not at all. I would say this, Queen. I would say, in relationship, you need to go in knowing your values and your principles off the.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. No compromise. Know yourself. That's right. That's right. Know yourself. That's it. That's all.
Yeah. There's one thing I know. And we can go back and talk about polygamy. I am not willfully participating in sharing no man with nobody. I am not mentally there, emotionally there, and I'm just not gonna do it. I don't think I will ever prepare myself to be into that stuff.
But I honestly
Veronica.
know our people ain't ready for that. No way. You feel me?
I am not ready. I don't like y'all. What?
Self gratification. What person needs to be gratified that much any damn way? Like, you know, just too much chemistry going, too much chemical being mixed up in there. You know, it's too much. You know what I mean?
Nah, because I get too many.
What's going on? So I ain't. You know, I'm cool. I'm exclusive. I don't knock nobody.
I don't knock it. I don't knock it. If you could afford it, that's basically what it's about. The man being able to afford to be able to have multiple women, but he's taking care of them equally. The same yoke is getting yoked on the other one. There's no one above the other. So and I don't knock it if it works for you. Like Lou Williams, he has that type of relationship. He's in America doing it right now, but he's got the money to do it. So,
well, some brothers doing it, some brothers practicing it. Some brothers sisters practicing, they ain't got no money. They just practicing it.
I wouldn't give a damn how much money they got. It don't work for me. I tell you, I do that. Money, I get that. You feel me?
I make rest. I need my rest. That's too much. That's just too much for me.
So y'all, I'm good.
Want to keep you up.
Nobody. I don't knock nobody.
Just want to keep you up. Imagine
satisfy a bunch of everybody at once. That's impossible.
You won't get no sleep.
Exactly. You can't possibly satisfy everybody. You only want.
I'm telling you, you can't please one right now keep you up.
Each his own, they doing it. Hey, it is what it is. But
I don't knock it. That's like, don't be mine. Don't be a part of my relationship.
Hey, right, but
don't be my woman and be over there and having a whole lot.
whole other relationship.
I ain't no proselyte, you know.
No, I can't do that. You know, I have to be swangers, none of that.
Yeah, it's all good though, but I appreciate this conversation. As usual, I'm kind of like, you know, I hate I missed the last week, but you know, circumstances happen.
Yeah, Ty, they jumped me in here, Ty.
Yeah, he told me y'all.
Veronica let Issa just beat me up, and she jumped in it.
He said y'all put the bangs on them, V.
We were talking about the solutions, John, but it's all good because everything that was said.
I talk about the solutions. Look, see how they do me, Ty? They don't want me to bring it full circle. We got to go straight to
well, we know what full circle. I mean, we know what full circle is. It was just that we wanted to talk about. John,
they jumped on me hard. They jumped on me hard. Just changed the whole narrative. We ain't gonna talk about. I said, all right.
But it was a fun conversation.
Yeah,
I be playing. I be wanting y'all to do that. Take over, because you know I was going through what I was going through. So
yeah, we all going through something, man. But this is like therapeutic.
Right. Very.
And for the audience that's listening, this is also therapeutic for us as well. So thank you.
So y'all men, I'm welcoming all men to come on the panel, man. Come on the panel, man. These women are not gonna eat y'all up, man. Come on this panel.
We want some brothers on here so we can share.
Me and brother Mike X can't be the only brothers holding it down. Hank came and left. He's like, no. Hank still gets a mention. Let Hank know he still gets a mention.
I will.
His first episode, he gets a mention a week. Because I told him after this episode, Kanye gonna be acting the fool, and that's what we.
Kanye capitalist.
Kanye been acting the fool, so you know ever since that episode.
Yeah, man. It is what it is, you know.
Well, this is episode 17. That was our relations talk. We're gonna have more. We need to get more men on the panel though, so we can have I want to see y'all have a conversation with somebody besides me.
Oh yeah, we'll bring them on. Let's
look at Veronica. Oh yeah, ready. That's intimidating. See, oh yeah.
No. That was a good thing. That was like, bring them on. Let's talk about it. I want to hear different perspectives. My mind is very open.
You know, tell Isha to wake up.
From other people and just not my thought process.
This was y'all episode week, and me and Ty held it down.
Yeah, y'all did. Absolutely.
Look. Hey man,
we really were. We was gonna get on some whole other stuff, but we.
Wait, what was the other stuff? Because we got some time. What was the other stuff?
No, we just gonna talk about just the internal relationship, like not even on no boyfriend girlfriend or whatever, just the internal meet and greet of black women out here in public. Like it's not even a greeting. You know, you should acknowledge each other because we all been through the same thing, and that's the relationship we have internally. So just acknowledge each other. Yeah, we don't treat each other like such sometimes. You know?
Well, you know what? Well, my take on that is we gotta be. I think, and it's just me, y'all. Please don't beat me up. This just me. I feel like with that, when people say stuff like that, it's like you don't be intentional about it. I'm a person. I'm intentional about when I do see a sister or a brother in the streets or wherever I'm at. I'm intentional about having a conversation, you know, just communicating. So when people say that, and I'm thinking in my mind, like, are you initiating a conversation? Are you taking that first step? Are you open to even receive, you know, a compliment or a conversation from somebody that look like you? So moving forward, how we're gonna kill that bad narrative is we're gonna start being more intentional about when we do see each other, we're gonna talk to each other, communicate, you know, hey.
Even protection though. Even protection, like it should be, yeah. I mean, because I do the same thing. I make sure I give eye contact. If we got eye contact, don't speak. Yeah. You look at me dead in my eyes. I don't care if we walking past. You look at me dead. How you doing? I'm gonna speak because you see a big black brother. You think, and I'm dressed hip hop or whatever. Right. Don't think I might jump on you. Yeah, I might jump on you if you say the wrong shit, but no, I could greet you like a man. Like look you dead in the eye. Yeah, how you doing? You know. And then you got like just the bull stuff, like when something happens, they rather record. Like I seen a video of a girl getting shot, right? Instead of helping the sister, you want to record her.
Whip out the cameras. Woo!
Yeah.
You bring out the cameras and record her instead of helping her to get her to some emergency help. You're filming her. Then they arguing about, I need to get the girl out my car. They're going to take my car as evidence.
So with that, one of
that's just this is just as far as the relationship wise of the way
so with
think.
That,
that's crazy.
The way we think. So with that, we have to have the courage to offset that with an opposite reaction. That reactionary thing that person did, we have to come in and respond and make that sexy. Making responding sexier than reactionary treatment. Y'all get what? Did y'all just get that? Making
that makes sense.
Being more responsive instead of reactionary, because reactionary is sexy right now. But if we flip it and make being responsive, when you respond to something, that means you have to think before
before you act. That's right.
Right.
We need to be sexy. That has to,
because I can even talk about the Tory Lanez Megan Stallion thing
and being the change.
I think it's a propaganda with that. Like, it's more black women that's not even comforting the black girl saying, oh, she didn't get shot. But she's saying she got shot, right? So nobody's trusting just her word. And all this motherfucker Tory Lanez makes some music off of it, and everybody believes his story because he put it with the beat.
That's because our people was fucked up something decent.
I wouldn't tie it just that, but no, I'm only going off of what I heard. Like, I haven't heard this song.
Hey, man.
These people forcing me to listen to. I'm a real one. I said, man, fuck him. He's trying to monetize off a girl's pain. Even if she did get shot and the fragments hit her foot, the point is the girl felt she got shot. And it's like nobody wants to believe the black woman, but everybody wants to believe this black brother who a month later want to respond with music.
I'm like this. I'm like.
Look at Veronica. Veronica never. I can't look, Ty. I can't never get it to touch on the thing.
Okay. I don't watch the game anymore.
You got to at least touch on it. What would you think? Go ask your daughter. I remember I told you to ask your daughter. And she would have told you everything that's going on right now.
Oh, with that situation.
Yeah, the Tory Lanez with the album. I'm not either, but it's for people to even come at me with it. Right. Knowing I don't be on that type of vibe. Like, I don't be wanting. They're forcing me to try to listen to his reasoning. I'm like, I'm not even on that right now. Like, I don't.
Right? You can't get that no energy. It's like, man,
I don't. But it's something.
All this shit
But
is garbage. It's all on the root chakra vibration, low as fuck. Everybody wants to be revered as the next one to die. You know what's so crazy? I was riding going south on the damn Rhine, right? Basically coming from the what's that? The Jane Burney Exchange to the damn Rhine, right? They got a big billboard of some little rapper boy, young boy or whatever he call himself. And
what you live for?
The caption on the picture was like, if I die today, just look at the stats or some shit. Why you got to be down? Why we got to think about you fucking down? Why you can't be, you young, you's a fucking baby. Why you not thinking about living? You know what I'm saying? They kill me with this bullshit ass fucking music. It's really getting on my nerve, y'all. I'm telling you. It is.
So we was gonna go the whole podcast, not mention
the music is to us. We are the musical people. Music is not just music. It's a spiritual element to music. It's persuasive. Music has a ways to influence people in manners that they didn't think it would happen to them. You know? But if you are not witting, you don't know what the fuck going on. You just following the crowd. You going whichever the tag go. You know?
That's how I feel like he's doing with his music, Tory Lanez. That's why I bring it back full circle. I really believe that's how he's getting his innocence from the people, though. You know, because she haven't charged him with anything. The vibration of a beat. The vibration, he knows our people. This brother's from Canada, but the tribal effect of our people, we move to the pulse of the earth, which is a drum beat. Boom, boom, boom. So he knows if I respond, putting a beat behind it, music is gonna raise the people's vibration just to even listen.
Him shoot somebody, huh?
That's what I'm telling you. I'm witnessing. I'm not, but I'm trying to tell you.
The science is one of the seven liberal arts. Okay, our elders didn't create
this is real shit. Now, I'm trying to tell you, like, I wouldn't have brought it up if I didn't feel like people I know that got sense, right?
I understand. I totally feel you.
They fell for it. You feel me? They fell for it. The monetary gain, even if he do go to jail to get kicked out of America, he made a monetary gain off of, like you said, the justification of that girl getting shot. So this is how I get deep in as far as the relationship between black people as a whole, like the black man and the black woman, not in just
you know what? And that thing, it's like this, and this is just from my perspective.
Because if you look at each other like this, how can you even build a relationship when we already? You see what I'm saying?
And yeah, that's it, and that's it. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something about building relationships. When you build a relationship on truth, it's gonna stand. Right. So we have to, and when I say work on yourself, I really mean each and every one of us as an individual that's freaking, they know better, need to start working on themselves, because you will be the influence around the environment you're around. You'll begin to influence everything around you. You know, all that truth works. Truth stand when nothing else stands. Now, I don't know too much of what's going on with that situation with that young lady and that man. However, if that's influence is being justified by beating, they using that to manipulate the people's mindset with propaganda, whatever the heck you want to call it, or we on that person, right? Or we on them to be that decisive and just deceitful and manipulative to do something like that. And we don't know what that person, I don't know the situation. However, what I do know is we need to start working on ourselves, because we're in a situation.
Yeah, so we're going to go the whole podcast. We're going to go the whole podcast and don't mention nothing about the orange man being sick.
Oh, wow. Oh.
What about the man who ain't so orange looking sick? Shit, his counterpart. Both of them look sick to me. The orange man. He just, he looked like he overbaked. and the other one looked like he missed his appointment. Shit.
So the whole
do you think Pence is trying to get his seat now or something?
What's happening is I truly, man, it's like the election might get pushed back. They finna do something different.
42 fake.
Yeah, the propaganda, right? He showed it. He said 24. And then he just dedicated the whole country to the Catholic Church the day before. So you got I've shared stuff on the page because I'd be like, man, y'all see this crazy shit? Not that I don't be. Welcome back to the Spark the Convo podcast, episode 17.
So
it's the girl felt she got shot. And it's like nobody wants to believe the black woman, but everybody wants to believe this black brother who a month later wanted to respond with music.
I'm like this. I'm like,
look at Veronica. Veronica never. I can't look, Ty. I can't never get it to touch on the thing.
Turn it on, okay? I don't watch the game anyway.
You got to at least touch on it. What would you do? Go ask your daughter. I remember I told you to ask your daughter, and she would have told you everything that's going on right now.
With that situation.
Yeah, the Tory Lanez with the album. I'm not either, but it's for people to even come at me with it. Right. Knowing I don't be on that type of vibe. Like, I don't be wanting, they're forcing me to try to listen to his reasoning. I'm like, I'm not even on that right now. Like, I don't.
Right. You can't get that no energy. It's like, man,
I don't, but it's something.
All this shit is garbage. It's all on the root chakra vibration, low as fuck. Everybody wants to be revered as the next one to die. You know what's so crazy? I was riding going south on the Dan Ryan, right? Basically coming from the the Jane Burney Exchange to the Dan Ryan, right? They got a big billboard of some little rapper boy, young boy or whatever he calls himself. And
what you live
the caption on the picture was like, "If I die today, just look at the stats," or some shit. Why you got to be down? Why we got to think about you fucking down? Why you can't be, you young, you's a fucking baby. Why you not thinking about living? You know what I'm saying? They kill me with this bullshit ass fucking music. It's really getting on my nerves, y'all. I'm telling you. It is.
So we was gonna go the whole podcast, not mention
the music is to us. We are the musical people. Music is not just music. It's a spiritual element to music. It's persuasive. Music has ways to influence people in manners that they didn't think it would happen to them. You know? But if you aren't witting, you don't know what the fuck going on. You just following the crowd. You going whichever the tag goes. You know?
That's how I feel like he's doing with his music, Tory Lanez. That's why I bring it back full circle. I really believe that's how he's getting his innocence from the people, though. You know, because she haven't charged him with any. The vibration of a beat. The vibration, he knows our people. This brother's from Canada, but the tribal effect of our people, we move to the pulse of the earth, which is a drum beat. Boom, boom, boom. So he knows if I respond, putting a beat behind it, music is going to raise the people's vibration just to even listen.
Like him shooting somebody, huh?
That's what I'm telling you. I'm witnessing. I'm not, but I'm trying to tell you.
The science is one of the seven liberal arts, okay? Our elders didn't create
this is real shit now. I'm trying to tell you. Like, I wouldn't have brought it up if I didn't feel like people I know that got sense, right?
I understand. I totally feel it.
They fell for it. You feel me? They fell for it. The monetary gain, even if he do go to jail to get kicked out of America, he made a monetary gain off of, like you said, the justification of that girl getting shot. So this is how I get deep in as far as the relationship between black people as a whole, like the black man and the black woman. Just yeah.
I mean, you know what? And that thing, it's like this, and this is just from my perspective.
Because if you look at each other like this, how can you even build a relationship when we already? You see what I'm saying?
And yeah, that's it, and that's it. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something about building relationships. When you build a relationship on truth, it's gonna stand.
Right.
Right. So we have to, and when I say work on yourself, I really mean each and every one of us as an individual that's freaking they know better, need to start working on themselves, because you will be the influence around the environment you're around. You'll begin to influence everything around you.
Right,
you know, all that truth works. Truth stand when nothing else stands. Now, I don't know too much of what's going on with that situation with that young lady and that man. However, if that's influence is being justified by beating, they using that to manipulate the people mindset with propaganda, whatever the heck you want to call it. Oh, we on that person, right? Oh, we on them to be that decisive and just deceitful and manipulative to do something like that. And we don't know what that person. I mean, I don't know the situation. However, what I do know is we need to start working on ourselves because we're in a situation.
Yeah, so we're going to go the whole podcast. We're going to go the whole podcast and don't mention nothing about the orange man being sick.
Oh, wow. Oh.
What about the man who ain't so orange looking sick? Shit, his counterpart. Both of them look sick to me. The orange man.
So
he just, he looked like he overbaked, and the other one looked like he missed his appointment. Shit.
So the whole
do you think Pence is trying to get his seat now or something?
What's happening is I truly, man, it's like the election might get pushed back. They finna do something different.
42 fake.
Yeah, the propaganda, right? He showed it. He said 24. And then he just dedicated the whole country to the Catholic Church the day before. See, I've shared stuff on the page because I'd be like, man, y'all see this crazy shit? Not that I don't be on Facebook all day, but when I do, I might run across some shit real quick that's live. I'm like, what the hell is this? I see Trump out there dedicating the country and the battle of the country, the army of the country to the Catholic Church. Then the next day, he got the COVID-19.
What they got to do with us not fighting this country?
That's what we talking about. What's gonna happen? Everybody was ready to everybody ready to send their ballots in, Ty.
But see, we so blind and smitten, we don't even realize the whole thing is all about what's gonna happen to us, right? Because we still the nigga problem, right? We the booty. A couple of pirates fighting over who gonna get the booty. The fucking pirates' treasure chest. The fucking Negro.
They got to get us. Somebody got to own the Negroes. The fight is for us.
But they got the Negroes running around here thinking, listen, man, I'm cool. I'm cool. Go, y'all do y'all thing. I'm gonna fall back.
Look, I was just we could end the podcast, man. I was just wanting to throw that out there. How we went the whole podcast and didn't even talk about that motherfucker. I was like, okay, let me throw him in here right here. This is all he gets.
Yeah, man, his chick.
Yeah, that means she do be kissing them behind closed doors. Ew.
Hey, that's what that money do.
Yeah, what that money do. The money give you the COVID.
Yeah.
So let me ask y'all this while we on the subject of the COVID situation, because I did make a post on my Facebook page. So I don't know how many people in the White House got COVID-19, but what does this mean for the election? Like, is they pushing this joint back?
Man, you already know that's what it means.
Listen, that's what the intention was.
Hold it up. Press pause.
It's either that or he gonna go straight dictator. Like, I ain't leaving. Can't nobody make me. I wouldn't be surprised if he put that on y'all.
With that being said, we ask a question. Like, everybody, Because everybody running to the polls like, oh, you better go vote. Are you ready to vote? And if that's the case, what does it matter? Like, what does it freaking matter?
On that note, that's
you was today that you is in November the 4th or November the 5th. What the heck?
I told y'all he was gonna do some shit and hit y'all with the checks. He finally understands why we need the checks. Look, watch what he do. He come back a whole nother person, clone as hell.
Notice how they always bring into context about the black people. Did y'all hear that in the debate? Why black people should be of support to the Democratic Party and the Republicans. This is what the whole shit is about.
Black people. Yeah, it's a black.
You know, we the prize. You the prize. You see?
Man.
Shit for real out here, man. Y'all protect yourself. I'm Ty. TYE, you know, TY space E, COLE on Facebook. SOULD33P on all social media platforms.
I heard that. I'm Veronica Coney on Facebook, Restoration V on Instagram. My website is healthyinspirationalliving.com. And you can also find me on Twitter, Veronica Coney. What is it? At Coney Veronica, however they do the Twitter thing. But that's where I'm at. So
I'm JonTre. Find me on everything, JonTre 34. Go to the YouTube, JonTre, the Prophet, the spelled with D-A, Prophet, Prophet. Join the STC group on Facebook, STC Podcast, and leave your kids a will and never a bill. I'm out.
Indeed.
Man, over here clapping and stuff. All right, y'all.